If this is a means of reaching peaceful relations between the Israelis and the Palestinians, which is the aim of the peace process, then I'll be very happy. And if the approach suggested in the article directed more towards enabling a better life for the Palestinian public and less dealing with the political aspects, then I think this is a good idea, and hopefully it will be accepted. It's highly unlikely, as the article says, that the Palestinians will go along with this, not because of any substantive content, but as a question of principle, because the head of the PLO, Mahmoud Abbas, Abu Mazen, has basically stated, well, no, I don't want anything to do with Trump or his administration.
And do you see this as a type of throwback to the original intentions of the Oslo Accords being an interim process more gauged towards Palestinian autonomy as opposed to Palestinian sovereignty?
The Oslo Accords is to get a permanent status agreement between Israel and the Palestinians. The Accords don't say what that status is. They don't say it's going to be two-state solution or one-state solution or three or four-state solution. This is open for negotiation. If they choose to come back to a negotiating mode, then the aim would be some type of permanent status agreement without necessarily knowing what the outcome will be. It could be two states, but it could be an autonomy, it could be a federation, it could be a confederation. There are all sorts of permutations that will enable all parties to get what they want and to live in peace, in respect, mutual trust, and dignity.
But based on the paradigm that's been generally accepted over the last 2 decades, it's been a two-state paradigm. So do you see the Palestinians giving up on sovereignty?
As things stand at the moment, no. All their statements talk about two states. But there's no, I'm an international lawyer, and there's no legal basis for claiming that the parties are committed to a two-state solution. It was a vision by former President George W. Bush, a vision that all parties expressed some element of support to, but it was never an agreed-upon aim. It could be the outcome, but it doesn't bind the parties, and so I think this has been impressed upon President Trump and his team by the Israeli leadership that it's not a holy term, two-state solution. It could be something else.
And one of the interesting aspects of the article that I found is that the administration seems to be linking economic development and progress in the peace process towards a broader Arab recognition of Israel as the Jewish state, and potentially even formalizing official relations with these Arab nations. Do you think that they can in some way pressure the Palestinian Authority to accept various terms that may otherwise be anathema to them?
Absolutely, sure. Look, even the Arab peace plan that was published by Saudi Arabia many years ago talks about an ultimate outcome in which all the Arab states accept Israel and recognize Israel as a sovereign state in the area. So it's nothing new. It's possible. And if the Palestinians find themselves completely isolated and the other major Arab states are in favor of something like that, then there's a high probability that they'll pressure the Palestinians, because I think the international community is fatigued by this constant Palestinian victimology and refusal to come out of this mode of being victims. And so I think if they put enough pressure on the Palestinians and support whatever peace plan is proposed, and assuming the Israelis also accept it, and there are also problems in Israel with respect to that, then we could be optimistic.
Given the probability that Netanyahu is going to form what could be the most right-wing government in Israeli history, many analysts still believe that he'll play ball, at least, with the Trump administration. Do you see that as being the case?
Absolutely. Look, any person who becomes Prime Minister of Israel has to be pragmatic and has to be practical and just can't go along with the whims of extreme right-wing or extreme left-wing crazy elements. they have to play ball and they have to live in today's world. And Israel is a member of the international community. It's a member of a club, and it has to play according to the rules of the game. And so any serious prime minister, and it doesn't matter whether it's Netanyahu or anybody else, would have to adapt his day-to-day actions and policies to what is practical and pragmatic.